Malacanang says President Bongbong Marcos will not interfere in the probe into what it deemed an illegal order to import sugar. Newly appointed Science and Technology Secretary Renato Solidum Jr. vows to help the government in achieving its priority agenda. And global health experts have agreed on new names for monkeypox variants in an effort to discourage harmful misconceptions. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. We begin the newscast with Malacanang clarifying that Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez had no hand in the illegal order to import sugar. In a radio interview, Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles dispelled rumors that Rodriguez was the one who gave the green light for the Sugar Regulatory Board to convene. She explained that the Executive Secretary's instruction was to create a plan, not an importation order. Agriculture Undersecretary Leocadio Sebastian, who signed the order on behalf of President Bongbong Marcos, has since resigned from his post. Malacanang vowed for an objective investigation into the matter.
The President is objective. He's leading the investigation to be conducted without his interference. Kailangan fair.
Meanwhile, President Bongbong Marcos has appointed Renato Solidum Jr. as the head of the Science and Technology Department. In an interview here on One News Now, Solidum welcomed the move, saying that the DOST's mandate is critical in achieving the President's agenda. Now, these include food security and reforms on health, transport, and energy. Solidum also assured the Chief Executive and the public that his agency will help the government in achieving its socio-economic goals.
We think that the Department of Science and Technology, through the research and innovations that we develop and the results of the research that can be applied, can really help the agenda of the President.
The Labor Department is set to conduct consultations on the proposal to scrap the mandatory age of retirement. Juan Gualvez has the report.
Juliana and Dolores still diligently write their personal details for recording at the Civil Registry of Malolos City Hall. Juliana is 68 years old while Dolores just turned 65 in April. They're now within the mandatory retirement age of 65 based on the law. But the Malolos local government still allowed them to work as contractual employees.
Parang hinahanap pa din po ang trabaho. Kaya pa. Nakakakota, more than quota pa nga po eh.
This is also the sentiment of the City Hall's oldest employee, Nanay Luningning. She is already 72 years old but can still keep up with younger colleagues in her duty as a social worker.
Ito yung kalakasan ko sa palagay ko. Lalo akong pagka masigla, lalo akong sisigla pagka nagtatrabaho ako. Sabi ko nga, kahit ba't naman ako pagre-retire, di hihina lang ako.
The city government of Malolos is also planning to hire employees from the vulnerable sector, including persons with disabilities and solo parents. The Senior Citizen Party List is likewise pushing to enact a law removing the mandatory age of retirement and give anyone from age 65 and up the opportunity to work if they still can. This after the National Economic Development Authority encouraged employers to consider hiring people of old age.
Our practices, our regulations have to evolve and respond with changing times. The life expectancy has been increasing in many societies, including us.
Employers have no qualms about the arrangement, but they think it's more practical to implement this for top-level posts.
In a country where there are less jobs than are available, pabayaan mo naman yung talagang pabayaan mo naman yung productive na siyang magtrabaho.
Senior citizen rights advocate attorney Romy Macalintal also welcomed the measure.
Dapat lang sigurong gawin ay maging optional o voluntary on the part of the retiring person. At saka isa pa, depende rin yan doon sa medical condition niya. Dahil sa baka naman may mga medical condition, ay kung may medical condition ay hindi naman pwedeng pigilan ang employer na sila ay bigyan ng mandatory retirement.
The Department of Labor and Employment will begin consultations on the proposal. Labor Secretary Benny Laguesma says he has no problem removing the mandatory age of retirement. However, the department will have to thoroughly review the matter and consider its impact to both workers and employers.
Alam din po natin na mayroong batas na nagsasabing non-discrimination with respect to age. So, dapat po i-harmonize nang sa ganon yung mga gustong mag-invest sa ating bansa.
For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. North Korea has dropped its face mask mandate and social distancing policy after leader Kim Jong-un declared a victory over COVID-19. A Chinese state health official said Kim had ordered the lifting of the country's maximum anti-epidemic measures imposed back in May. In a meeting this week, Kim said Pyongyang must maintain a steel strong anti-epidemic barrier. North Korea, though, still recommends the wearing of face masks among those experiencing respiratory symptoms. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has announced new names for variants of the monkeypox virus. Experts will be categorizing the groups of variants, also called clades, by Roman numerals. The Congo Basin clade, or the group of monkeypox variants found in Central Africa, will now be called Clade 1, while the former West African clade is now Clade 2. Clade 2 consists of two other subclades, Clades 2A and 2B, the latter being the monkeypox variant responsible for the current outbreak. Prices of fast food in United Kingdom has gone up due to the growing effects of inflation. More details in this Bloomberg video.
Your cheeseburger just got a little bit more expensive. Here's why. For the first time in 14 years, McDonald's has increased the price of its cheeseburger by 20%, up from 99p to £1.19. And it's not just burgers, it's also McFlurries, McNuggets, coffees. The price to go large has doubled. All of this is symptomatic of rising prices across all sorts of everyday products in the UK economy. Inflation in June hit 9.4%, a new 40-year high, and the Bank of England now expects it to rise not just into double digits, but above 13% in the fall when energy prices spike. In response, the UK Central Bank has raised interest rates by half a point to 1.75%. It's the biggest hike since 1995, and it means that it's more expensive to borrow. The bank says the main cause of UK inflation, as in other countries, is the rise in oil prices generated by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Governor Andrew Bailey says there's nothing the bank can do about that. What the interest rate rise is targeted at are the ripple effects of that supply-side inflation. Because of COVID and Brexit, there's a shortage of workers in the UK and firms are struggling to find staff. People who are trying to cope with the rising cost of living have more bargaining power to ask for higher wages. People who earn the most are bagging the biggest raises. But to cover the expense of these pay rises, companies are lifting the prices of everything, including your burger. This is the bit that the bank hopes it can control. But by lifting interest rates with a jumbo hike, which will make mortgages more expensive, for example, the bank forecasts that it's going to bring about a 5-quarter-long recession. It's a significant moment for the Bank of England. Never before in its independent history has it been forced to choose to inflict such pain on consumers in order to hit its target, 2% inflation. But Bailey says that that's what he and the Monetary Policy Committee are determined to do. No ifs, no buts, even if that means acting forcefully again at future meetings. There is a chance that the bank's being too gloomy in its forecasts about a recession. By being so candidly negative, will it make a protracted slowdown a self-fulfilling prophecy by weighing on consumer confidence? On top of that, officials aren't allowed to factor in government tax and spend policy that hasn't yet been confirmed. So, given that we're about to get a new Prime Minister in the UK, you'd hope that more fiscal support is coming soon. Still, the chances of the price of your cheeseburger dropping back below £1 anytime soon are pretty slim.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.